अच्युतं केशवं रामनारायणं कृष्णदामोदरं वासुदेवं हरिं श्रीधरं माधवं गोपिकावल्लभं जानकीनायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे अच्युतं केशवं सत्यभामाधवं माधवं श्रीधरं राधिका राधितं इन्दिरामन्दिरं चेतसा सुन्दरं देवकी नन्दनं नन्दजं सन्ददे.
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ऋकारस्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ॐ सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरं गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. वर्स नंबर 73. अहं ममेति प्रतितं शरीरं मोहास्पदं स्थूलमितीर्यते बुधैः नभो नभस्वद्दहनाम्बुभूमयः सूक्ष्मानि भूतानि भवन्ति तानि. This body, prati shariram, pratitam shariram. This body is seen as aham mama, this I am, these are mine. That is mohaspadam. That is only delusional. Aspadam means that which resides on which it resides. Things reside on what is the aspadam, the underlying support, the foundation. The foundation of aham mama iti sharire pratitam. The whole perception of I am this body, I am mine are these things. With reference to this body is what the mind senses. These are mine. The sense of belonging, possession. I possess. These belong to me. This house I possess. This car I possess. The sense of possession. These are all based on this body only. The body is the basis. And that I am this body has its basis on moha, delusional, because it is not based on an analyzed fact. Avichara siddham. You haven't done any vichara, any analysis to find where this I sense is. You just have assumed that I means this body and the mind and the senses. The mind body sense complex is where you locate your I. And that location of I in these is not rooted on a factual analysis. The simple fact that you are able to cognize something through this cognition, this body, this mind, this expression of emotion is all known through this cognition. When something is available for this cognition, it cannot be part of the I cognition. The I cognition has to be separate from the this cognition. When something is part of the this cognition, how can you take it as I? Therefore, it is rooted in moha, a delusion that this is what I am. Mohaspadam Thulamiti Yade Budaihi, the knowledgeable ones, the sadhus, the sages, they call it as Thula, means it is part of inert mass, gross body. Nabho Navaswadhana Ambubhumayaha, the sky or the ether or the space, then the air, Navaswat, then Dahana, the fire, then Ambu, water, then Bhumi, earth. These five elements, Sukshmani Bhutani, Tani Bhavanti. It is the subtle elements which have become this Stula Deha, which is what is the basis for your delusional I. Therefore, the root cause of all this is the five subtle elements which form thee. Now let's look at 74. Parasparam Shair Militani Bhutva Stulani cha Stula Sharira Hetavaha Matrastadiya Vishaya Bhavanti Shabdadaya Panchasukhaya Bhoktuhu Parasparamshaihi Militani. The mutual, Paraspara means mutual. Amshaihi, there is a mutual concomitance of attributes which together have to give you the perception of the world. Militani bhutva stulani cha stula sharira hetavaha. So there is a combination because of which this gross body is formed, grossified form. Each of the subtle element have a certain characteristic, like space has sound as a characteristic. Air or wind has sound and touch as characteristic. The fire or heat has sound, touch and form as characteristic. Then your water or liquid have sound, touch, form and taste as characteristic. Then the Prithvi or the solids have sound, touch, sight, taste and smell, all five as characteristics. So they gain these cross characteristic by the subtle things coming together. If you look at just the subtle, they don't have all these five characteristics. It's just one of each. Now when they become grossified, they gain this characteristic. That's what is being said. Parasparam shaihi militani bhutva. Stulani cha stula sharira hetavaha. The grossified gains all characteristics because all these come together. That is what is called Panchikarana. Panchikarana means five elements grossifying. So how does it happen? The gross Akasha space is formed by 50% subtle Akasha. The remaining 50% of gross Akasha comes from the other four elements, which is wind, heat, liquids and solids. They contribute 1/8 each for the other half of subtle Akasha. I mean the gross Akasha. The subtle Akasha takes 50%. The remaining 50% is contributed by 1/8 of each of the other element. Therefore, Akasha has predominantly Akasha characteristic, but also some part of solids, liquids, wind and heat. That is called gross Akasha. Similar story with the other four gross wind, the gross heat, the gross solids, the gross liquids. They also comprise same way, 50% of their own subtle and the remaining 50% from the other elements. This is called Panchikarana. Panchikrita Pancha Mahabhutani. Okay, that is how the gross is formed. Then what happens with the other subtle things? They form Matraha Vishaya Bhavanti. The Vishaya, like the sound and all that, the Vishaya is formed from what? From the subtle part of the same element. Shabdadeha pancha sukaya bhoktuhu. So it is the same pancha tanmatra become pancha solids, gross, and they experience the same pancha tanmatra in subtle form. In fact, the indriyas are also formed through the subtle. Okay, the subtle form the sense objects and senses also, and they have this experience. The whole experience is happening through the same five elements only. The five elements have formed the gross body. The five elements have formed the Vishayas which are outside. The five elements have formed the sense organs which is also inside you. So the whole thing is a game of the five elements. That is what is the idea here. So all that is only inert. They all get their life through the Sakshi Swarupa, which is Param Brahma Vastu, the Chaitanya Vastu, which is the Chaitanya Swarupa itself in Nyapti Swarupa. It just lights up all these five elements and then you experience a world. Okay. Now these five elements themselves have also come from this same Brahma, Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha. आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्यावोषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणः पक्षः. Like that the Veda says the same Atma only has given birth to Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi, and then from these five elements you have the Oshadis, the plants and all the food chain, and from which all this body has come. The body is made up of what? Only food. The food which has transformed itself to this physical body. Therefore, it has to come from the five elements only. There is no other source. Where else this body has come from? So obviously this is made up of five elements because the food you eat is nothing but five elements only. And that food has only transformed itself to this body and senses. So it's a very straight analysis of how things are made up of. Let's go to 75. Yayeshu mudha vishayeshu baddha rago rupashena sudurdamena आयान्ति निर्यान्त्यतवूर्ध्वमुच्चैः स्वकर्मदूतेन जवेन नीताः. Mudha, the fools, the ignorant, the one who is not knowledgeable of what actually is. They think I am this fellow, there is so much of ego. I rule. Human beings are able to control the whole creation because I have invented aeroplane, rockets, software, computer, everything. So there is lot that a human can achieve and I am the master. Like that there is so much of pride and ignorance. It's driven by the ignorance because whatever is there has been given to you. You didn't bring anything. Like they quote this Bhagavad Gita, some Gita Shara or something like that. That is not actually from Bhagavad Gita. There is nowhere it is found, but it has some relevance because it is a fact that you didn't bring anything here. You yourself just was, conceived by some two parents. By parents, right? You just came about, and when you are there, you already have your body has been provided to you. The brain has been provided to you. Your parentage and brothers, sisters, environment has been provided to you already. Like so many scientists and others have done a lot of research, and you are already virasat mein mili hai, in Hindi. So it is all there. You are just here, just playing for some time, and you are gone. Like they say, like a traveler in the train. The train has started somewhere in Jammu Tawi. You are boarding it somewhere in Bhopal. And then you get off the train somewhere in Visakhapatnam. Right? That's all. That is your touch with this world. Everything has been going on and you are just a passerby. Just you wake up one day and there is a world around you, and then you are there playing your role, and one day you are gone. Right? That is what is life is. So then where is the question of you having any strong ownership or pride here? Therefore, be realistic. Therefore, Muda and these fellows, Vishayeshu Baddha, they are bound by all this, whatever is going. See, you don't have the big picture. You are just looking at the immediate thing. Oh, today is 19th of June. What do I do today? And 20th of June. So I need to get this, that. I need to, get my children the school bag. That's all is what is the mind. Because I have to get this done. I have to get that done. I am like in charge of this. If I don't do this, this will happen. What will happen? Your food and your everything, your breathing itself is being provided for by Bhagavan. Your heart is functioning because he is making it function. If it stops, you can do nothing about it. Okay. So the whole life is so flimsy. And then you take ownership of everything, and then there is so much pride. Vishayashu Baddha. And this person is bound, oh, he wants to gain sukha. What sukha? Unless you have yellabate nija karmopattam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. You have only what is provided for by your own karma is what you will get. That's it. Even if you want to enjoy something, the enjoyment, unless you have the prarabdha in it, it won't happen, no? You can stand upside down, but things won't fall in place. And then you will blame it on some planets. Sade Sati. The Guru is not in the proper. What will Guru do? It's all your own karma that is being reflected by Guru and Shani and all that in Graha, in your Jyotisha, astral, the horoscope, Kundali. Therefore, just to be realistic as to what is going on, just have an objective view, is what he's saying. Mudha Vishayeshu Baddha. If you are bound by all this Vishaya, then Ragoru Pashena Sudur Damena. Okay, you are strongly bound. Pasha means the cord of attachment, like what the Yama Dharma. You know how that is what it represents, all the bondages. So the Kala, which is the Yama Dharma, he takes you away by what? By Pasha. The Pasha means your own attachment to things is what consumes you. The time consumes you because you are consumed through all these attachments. All the time you are being consumed. You think you are enjoying, but actually it is the enjoyment which is actually consuming you. The sensory objects are consuming your time. You have a limited time given for you to gain moksha. And that time is all eaten away by all the sensory objects. It just consumes your time. And time also starts eating you up by the time you realize you are gone. There is a parable of Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, like somebody who came to watch a drama. Those days it is stage drama only, right? Not to movies. This fellow comes he came up little early. He knew he will be early, so he brought one mat along with him. So he came and the drama will take some time, 20 minutes, half an hour for it to start. So he thought I'll lie down for some time. He unwraps his mat, lies down on the mat, he slept. Then suddenly there is so much sound, he thought the drama is going to begin and he wakes up. He looks around, he sees the drama is already over. Like when we are in the train, your station, before we end this parable, the similar thing happened. I wanted to, from Kumbhakonam, I was going to Tanjore. So I had to meet one Kedature Mat Swamiji there. We had to go to Saraswati Mahal Library. So I got up very early because they said by 7:30 you should be there. There is a train at 5:15 or something from Kumbhakonam. So that day was also beginning of a month. I had to do some tarpanam, which I did it very early, and so I had to get up very early. So I got up early, did all this, from my village, I went to Kumbhakonam, boarded the train, everything done. I was sitting there, it's a 1 hour trip. Okay. Now till around 40 minutes I was like awake sitting there. But it's that Janashatabdi or whatever, there is no booking, but there is a good seat. I was sitting. After 45th minute, I dozed off. I opened my eyes, I see the Tanjavur board and the train was very slowly moving. I thought the Tanjavur has arrived. I asked people, has Tanjavur arrived? He said, Tanjavur arrived, the train is now leaving from Tanjavur. Now by the time, I realized the train has already picked up the speed. Then I had to get down at the next station. From there was no bus also. Then I had to walk some distance, take a bus, and halfway through I got down and took an auto rickshaw. And by the time I reached, I was already late. Similarly, this fellow, he slept off. And he opens the eyes, drama is over. Then he wraps up his mat and goes away. That is a parable. That is how our life is. So much time is given, you are already consumed by sensory things all the time. Then one day you realize, oh, this whole worth was for moksha only. I need to study Vedanta. By then he is like 75 years old. Okay. What will he do? So, Vishayeshu Baddha. Ragoru Pashena Sudurdamena. This whole Sudurdamam, it's not easy to cut it. That Pasha is like binding him. He doesn't know how to break it out. In fact, he doesn't even think about breaking it until he is 75. Ayanti Niryanti. Adha Urdhvamucche. He just goes up, goes down, like he gains birth, death. Swakarma Dutena Javena Nitaha. His own prarabdha karma is pulling him to birth and death. It goes on. That is the pitiable state of all jivatmas. Go to 76th verse. Shabdadi vipanjabireva pancha panchattvamapussagunena baddhaha Puranga matanga patanga meena bringanara panchabiranchita kim. Shabdadibihi panchabihi. The sound, sight, touch, taste, and smell. These are 5 things. And these 5, panchabihi, panchattvamapuhu. Each one of them takes each of these animals to death. Not only animals, like it includes fish and all that. Swagunena baddha. They are bound by these. Which are the ones? Kuranga, matanga, patanga, meena, bringa. Kuranga, the deer. Then the elephant, matanga. Patanga, the whittle fly, that moth. Meena, fish. And bringa, the honeybee. These, by each one, like the deer, kuranga, apparently the sound makes it very happy. Just hearing the sound, it actually gets mesmerized and then get hit by the arrow. So the sound kills the deer. Then matanga, elephant, it has thick skin, but then it is very pleased by touch. Okay, so the skin actually makes it get caught. So the elephants are typically trapped, managed by another elephant only. That is, it has a name also. I don't know how it is called in English. So they train this elephant to go and catch the other wild elephants. All touch based only. Matanga. Then patanga. Patanga, it dies by sight. It looks at the fire and thinks, oh, it is so beautiful, and it goes and like it's like a fruit. It thinks and it apparently goes and falls into the fire. Okay. Then meenam fish. Fish is by taste. The water, which is in water, when they taste when something tasty is put into the water, it goes and eats it and gets caught. That is the fish. And then finally, the Brahmara, the Bringa, by smell, it likes the smell of honey and it goes and gets caught inside the flower. It gets trapped in. So the deer by sound, the elephant by touch, the fly, the moth by the sight, the fish by the taste, and the black bee by the smell. They all die. Okay, because of the five sensory things. Whereas the human being is attached to all five. Puranga, Matanga, Patanga, Meena, Bringa, Naraha, Panchabiranjitaha. Okay. Kim Vaktavyam. When you are attached to all five senses, is there any way for you to get out? When there is attachment to one itself, they are not able to survive. What to talk of you who will get attached to all five? Then 77. Toshena tivro vishayah krishna sarpa vishadapi. Visham nihanti bhoktaram drashtaram chakshusapyayam. Doshena tivraha vishayaha. Krishna sarpa vishadapi. The Krishna sarpa, the black cobra. Okay. It's visha. The poison of the cobra, the black rattle snake or the cobra, it is so poisonous. Tivraha vishayaha. The sensory objects are even more poisonous because you know why? Visham nihanti bhoktaram. The poison kills only the one who eats the poison. You look at the cobra, you are not going to die. Okay. Whereas in the case of the Vishaya, drashtaram chakshusapyayam, even by looking at it, it consumes you. It poisons you. Okay. Just look at WhatsApp, you are in a very good mood. You are very Shanta, in a divine mode. Look at WhatsApp, something comes there, that's it. It grabs you, your attention, and you are lost. Prasabam haranti, like in Gita says, haranti prasabam manaha. Mano durnigraham chalam. So the Vishaya, it's not the Vishaya. Actually speaking, it's not the Vishaya which grabs you, it's your own attachment only. Honestly speaking, it's all in you. That Vishaya for two people, it doesn't create the same kind of reaction. See, somebody gets attracted to something and someone else gets attracted to something else. Okay, therefore, it's not, if it was in the object of attraction, then everybody should get attracted to the same thing, right? But that is not the case. Therefore, it's all very subjective. But the only commonality is each of them is a Vishaya only. Sabdasparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha only makes you get attracted to it. And it takes you away from the focus in Atmavastu. That is what is the thing here. Therefore, you need to stay alert. That's very important. Otherwise, especially for beginners, if you really are seeking moksha, then you need to stay alert. Vishaya 78. Vishaya asha mahapashadyo vimuktas sudustyajat. Sayeva kalpate muktyai nanyas shat shastra vedyabhi. Vishayasha mahapasha. Okay. This Vishaya, the sensory object. Asha means the attachment. Mahapasha, the whole binding aspect. Okay. Adhyaha, and along with it, whatever which comes with it. Vimuktaha sudustyajati, the one who is free, very difficult to gain. Sudustyajat, the tyaga is very difficult. From that, the one who is muktaha, the one who is free from the sense object, which are actually very difficult to get rid of, if you are able to come out of it, then sayeva kalpate muktiyai, that person alone is capable of getting liberated. Na anyaha shashastra vedyapi. Even if you have studied all 6 shastras, if you haven't come out of this attachment, there is no hope for you. So start here. See how you can come out, at least to a reasonable extent. Then see, the final liberation can happen only once you gain Atma Jnana. Till then there will be something left. Sakashayam vijaniyat. Shastra says there is some unconscious which is always there, which is driving you towards all this. The human unconscious is what is actually driving you towards pleasure seeking, because there is a sense of unfulfilled want. Therefore, you pursue giving up these things. We'll stop with that 78. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. We will see from 79 in the next class.